An earthquake measuring 7 on the Richter scale hit Haiti at 4:45 p.m. on the 12th of January 2010, devastating the capital Port-au-Prince and the surrounding region.
Ma maison est tombée sur moi en courant. Je suis tombée. Pardon. Ma maison est en train de tomber sur mon pied. Mon pied écrasé. Tout ça.
Island's father died in the earthquake. It was her brother who took her to hospital. A 19-year-old student, Island has shown enormous courage. It's the first time she has stood up since her amputation. She will now be given follow-up care by physiotherapists from Handicap International. The earthquake, the most powerful to hit the region in 200 years, killed 230,000 people, injured 300,000 others, and left more than 1.5 million people homeless. Responsible for a humanitarian aid transport program in Haiti since 2008, when the country was hit by a series of devastating hurricanes, Handicap International took immediate action. Over the following weeks, it transported several hundred tons of humanitarian aid on behalf of 50 organizations, using the program's 45 lorries. The aid consisted mainly of water, food, cooking packs and plastic sheets. Over the next few weeks, this logistical effort was extended to include the delivery of temporary shelters to the island's most isolated regions. It's January, and the injured, particularly amputees, are among those hardest hit by the emergency. When the surgeons in Haiti's hospitals have done all they can, Handicap International's health teams take over, providing the injured with post-operative follow-up care to minimize disabling after-effects. The association's physiotherapists have to deal with an exceptionally high number of amputees.
Le docteur a lutté de ne pas couper le pied. Il m'a fait 3 opérations avant. Il m'avait dit qu'il m'a amputé le pied, c'était juste pour sauver ma vie.
This support helps amputees become more self-reliant. It's important for lower limb amputees to stand up and start walking again as soon as possible. It was a painful process for Maryse.
En général, quand on les remet debout, le sang qui a l'habitude d'un corps allongé se retrouve subitement verticalisé. Donc souvent, ça tourne. Et deuxièmement, tout le sang qui normalement se retrouve dans la tête descend et il descend dans le moignon, entre autres. Donc ce moignon qui n'est pas cicatrisé prend beaucoup de sang en une fois et ça fait très mal.
As well as working in hospitals, our mobile teams provide medical support in local communities. Injured people who can't get to a hospital or whose injuries require follow-up care are finally able to benefit from medical attention.
Alors, pousse ma main, tu pousses ma main. Pousse ma main. Pousse. Où est-ce que ça te fait mal? Dans le genou, là? Ça fait combien de temps que t'as pas déplié ton genou? Une semaine? Une semaine que t'es comme ça? Alors, ensemble, on essaye d'allonger ta jambe.
Expatriate and Haitian staff play an equally important role in Handicap International's work. The Haitian team was given intensive emergency training in the case management of people with fractures, amputees and paralyzed persons. Three months later, in the devastated capital of Port-au-Prince, the clear-up and rebuilding work is gradually getting underway. The country was in a disastrous shape, both socially and economically, even before the earthquake, and the people of Haiti, particularly the 3 million inhabitants of Port-au-Prince, will feel the effect of the 12th of January for many years to come. To help all amputees identified during the initial stage of the emergency, Handicap International opened an orthopedic fitting center in March, managed in partnership with the Healing Hands for Haiti Association. Here, we meet up with Island again on her first visit to the center. Her stump has healed well, and she's going to be fitted with a temporary prosthesis. Half a dozen nationalities work side by side in the workshop, Gilberto, a professor of orthopedics from Don Bosco University in El Salvador, will produce the socket and supervise the production of the prosthesis, which will be finished by the end of the morning. Islan tries her prosthesis for the first time. It's always a difficult moment, a mixture of anxiety, pain, but also hope. Although these emergency prostheses are quick to produce, learning to walk with them takes time. You need a lot of courage to bear the pain and disappointment.
Oh, ça fait mal où?
Qui côté fait mal là?
Ça fait mal là devant? C'est normal, c'est le début.
Por el momento todo se ve bien y así es que hasta aquí vamos a llegar y después vamos a programar ya las citas para la próxima.
Miriam also has a lot of willpower and patience. Seriously injured during the earthquake, Miriam was taken by her husband to a hospital in the Dominican Republic. Although the surgeons operated straight away, they were unable to save her right leg. Amputated at the femur, she began to walk again a few days ago. She lives in a tent with her family. Her 6-year-old son owes his life to her.
J'étais à la maison avec mon fils. Ensuite, j'ai entendu le bruit. Ça ne m'a pas donné le temps de courir parce que ça s'est passé trop vite. Donc, en voulant épargner mon fils, donc le bloc est tombé sur mon pied. Parce que si le bloc lui était tombé sur la tête, il serait mort. Ça, c'est sûr. J'ai des amis qui, aujourd'hui, auraient aimé être là et malheureusement qui ne sont pas là. Donc, le fait d'être amputé, ça ne veut pas dire que la vie soit finie. Au contraire, la vie doit continuer. Donc, je l'accepte. En fait, je m'accepte comme je suis, tout d'abord.
Along with the technical aspects of orthopedic fitting and rehabilitation, the human dimension, self-esteem, is an everyday concern for Handicap International's teams.
S'il y a des séquelles, on essaie de les minimiser. Je pense qu'il faut s'attacher à la personne globalement. Quand le monsieur nous demande 3 fois ou 4 fois s'il faut passer une radio, c'est qu'il n'a pas été secouru et qu'il est encore dans une demande de « rassurez-moi, est-ce que ça va aller ?» Et là, effectivement, il faut commencer à avoir un peu plus d'humanité. C'est pas de la technique, c'est vraiment de la prise en charge.
Talking, reassuring and creating bonds helps you gain a better understanding of each situation. In a dozen disability focal points around the country, we don't limit rehabilitation care to earthquake victims alone. Set up rapidly by the association, these focal points provide all vulnerable and disabled people with access to humanitarian aid during emergencies. In direct contact with the local population, Handicap International's teams were able to gauge the extent of the psychological shock suffered by many survivors, particularly the injured. That's why providing psychosocial support became a top priority. Discussion groups are organized every day, like here at the Champ de Mars focal point. People talk about their problems, fears, doubts and futures. Some are shocked, others resigned or bewildered.
Je kon pè ke m'a cassé même pas pè encore. Mourir vini là pour mourir m'a. M'prêt pour mourir parce que samedi noir ça moi yo m'pa tourner ba samedi noir ça. Et m'passer en bas de comme il a été prendre. Mais si m'a vivre encore là, je vais dire bon Dieu merci. Même jour fait à nous compter. Moi je dis on va comme demain quand même connaît est-ce que nous connaît 11 janvier 12 janvier ça t'a arrivé nous pas
Nine months after the earthquake, Haiti was hit by another disaster. In November, a cholera epidemic spread rapidly from the center of Haiti to the rest of the country. The authorities responded immediately, supported by international organizations. A logistics platform of 70 lorries managed by Handicap International was used to supply aid, treat infected patients, and prevent the disease from spreading further. But poor sanitary conditions and a shortage of basic services, such as the distribution of drinking water and the treatment of wastewater, mean that hope is in short supply.